Scott and Ciaran here, joined with Maxi Hughes. Maxi, thanks so much for joining us, mate. How are you managing currently with lockdown? Are you keeping positive and keeping that positive mindset as possible as you can?
Yeah, it's all been good. Like, I'm still working on that, so I think that is playing a part on keeping me sane and that, getting out the house every day and sort of living normal. It's just when it gets to weekend and you're sort of just stuck in the house where it's a bit tough, but it's just something we've got to deal with, innit, and crack on.
Yeah, those knuckles must be itching now, I should imagine, Maxi, to get back in there, mate.
I am, yeah. I'm eager to I've actually been on Instagram tonight and tagged my manager and MTK, and that is an American fights out Mayweather gym, that Rolando Romeo, something like that. Rollies.
Yeah.
I commented on his photo saying, let's get this fight made. So
see if he fancies a bit, mate, is it?
Yeah, I'm eager and I'm ready for them big names and that. So yeah, I'm definitely out that, because I built that momentum up back end of the year. I just want to keep that momentum going now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what I was going to ask you, mate. I was going to say, obviously, with Steffi and Lee and MTK, have you had any conversations about potential dates that you're targeting to be out, mate?
They mentioned that I might be able to get out looking at a big fight in April, April the 3rd on that Dubai bill, but nothing sorted, no opponent or anything yet. So yeah, we're still waiting to hear something. So for now, I'll just keep in training and just keep him busy and try and stay ready.
You closed 2020, mate, by winning the WBC International lightweight title in Dubai. Fantastic finish to what surely, personally for you, has to be your best year in your career, Maxi. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've even made it into Boxing Wales book this year as well. So even there, now we're happy to put me in that book this year after the year I've had. So yeah, definitely, yeah, as well. Both fights being a big underdog as well. But going into them, I just treat it as a normal fight. I didn't see myself as underdog. I was confident I could win both of them fights, and yeah, they both went my way. So yeah, I would say yes, definitely the best year that I've had in boxing. It's only took me 10 years to get that sort of a year.
As well as being a successful year, it was an active year as well. I mean, you fought 3 times last year, Maxi. I mean, do you feel grateful that, given the unprecedented times that we're in, where sport is suffering just as much as everything else is, do you feel grateful that you were able to be so active and be out, 3 times in a year, mate?
Yeah, very grateful, and to even have my last fight in Dubai when nobody's able to go on holidays or like that, I get to manage to not only have a fight and win a belt and get a good payday, I got to have some sunshine as well.
Yeah, don't rub it in, mate.
I know, yeah, we're not jealous at all, Max, honestly.
As soon as I got back though, I was straight back onto MTK saying, can I be out in December? I want to be out in December, and then being a bit gutted that they couldn't get me out in December, I thought. And then when I sat back, I thought, actually, there's recent Josh in our gym, they've not boxed in over a year, and I've had the 3 fights and gutted that I couldn't get a 4th. So realised I'd been lucky and feel grateful. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, wicked, mate. So obviously we touched upon 2020 being such a great year for you in the ring. The win against former world title challenger John O'Carroll was such a big moment for you, mate. Then was voted as the upset of the year by BBC Sport. Tell us, Maxi, is the title of being an underdog something that you were quite happy going into fights with?
Say that again, mate.
I said, is the title of being the underdog something you were quite happy with going into a fight?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've always been an underdog. I think if I were to get a fight against Stevie Wonder, I would still be the underdog just because sort of how my career's gone, and whoever's the bigger name, regardless of what they've actually done, I've always been underdog.
Does it give you that hunger to sort of prove the doubters wrong, Matt?
It does a bit, yeah. It does get that bit between my teeth, especially when, I mean, I didn't see against Carroll, I didn't see the odds, or because I don't gamble, so I don't sort of look at the odds and stuff. They're only afterwards that somebody told me that I were a 12-1 underdog, and I almost got a bit like mad at that. I thought, why would they even think that? It's like, you know, I've only lost. The kids who I've lost to have all been British champions and gone on to fight, you know, for British titles. So, and it's not like I got battered by them either. You know, I wasn't out my depth fighting at that. So it's like, did feel like it were a bit of a kick in the teeth. I mean, luckily I only found it out after, so I was just concentrated purely on boxing. I don't sort of look into his favourite or, you know, underdog or like that. I just sort of get focused on fight and just get cracked up with my training. And I don't tend to say too much, especially no trash talking or like that. I just get my mind focused on it and just get cracked on like. But as we're seeing lately with these YouTubers and stuff like that, it might be a time to start talking and try and see if I get myself in some big fights.
Yeah, these days, mate, fights can just be made over social media. All you got to do is record a 30-second video and you can make a fight for yourself.
It's mad, isn't it? Yeah, it's mad how times have changed and thingy. But I feel like if I'd start doing stuff like that, it's just not me. You know, I am quiet and shy, and I understand you've got to nowadays you have got to try and self-promote to sell tickets and sell yourself. But at the minute, boxing during Corona is great because you don't need to sell any tickets and all like that. I think I've built a bit of a profile, especially with them 2 wins, and I think hopefully people will just don't want to watch me because I'm half decent at it, and I'm just humble. I don't pretend to be somebody I'm not. I'm just quiet, humble family man who likes to do a bit of boxing, and hopefully people just like to watch me and like my character just because of that.
I mean, speaking of Jono and obviously the big win for yourself, mate, was a rematch ever something that was discussed after the fight, like seriously, or is that something maybe even we could see happening in the near future?
No, there's been no mention of it or all like that. I know, I think I've heard Jono's been asked if he would fight me again, and I think he said, yeah, he would. I'm definitely open to another fight, but because he's had his career best at super featherweight, and I were clear. I mean, we had the fight originally supposed to be at a catch weight of 9 stone 7, you know, to try and meet in middle, but I tried to make that weight, but as we got close to weigh-in, and I think it was night before weigh-in, my trainer Sean was speaking to Lee, and then we got the fight made at lightweight at 9 stone 9 because I was struggling too much to get under 9'9" lightweight, so we got it made. But I think if we want to fight, it would have to be at lightweight, and whether Jono's willing to come up just for a fight or whether he wants to do it in future when he's outgrown super featherweight or not, we'll see. But yeah, I'll be definitely open to it. Be another good fight, and you know, a rematch and build it up and stuff like that. But I think for the time being, Jono's campaigning at super feather and concentrating on that, and I'm now just focusing on carrying on momentum from what I've built up.
Is there a lot of respect there between you both, Maxi? I don't think I remember there being, you know, any needle or any animosity between you both. A lot of respect.
I was really surprised because obviously we've all seen John O'Carroll, especially. I think he got under Scott Quigg's skin a lot.
Definitely.
So when the fight got announced, I kept thinking, when am I going to get some abuse? When am I going to start getting stuff thrown at me? but it never came. And then from the moment we got into hotel, he were really friendly. He come up, shook my hand, and in his interviews, he had nothing but nice things to say. And I thought, is this all a plan for when he gets in there? He's just going to unleash hell or what? But we even did like a bit of a FaceTime day before weighing, and he just did nothing but respect. But and I give it him back. I had nothing but respect for him where he spoke to me, and we spoke afterwards. So yeah, nothing but respect. And it did. It almost threw me off, thinking he's been a bit nice to me here, like when some abuse. But yeah, it's totally changed.
Things obviously could have been a lot different for you, Max. Is it right you sort of were almost ready to walk away from the sport? Was it because of the loss that you had to Liam Walsh, or was it because you fell out of love for the sport, or was it something else? I mean, what was going on there, mate?
When I was going to walk away were back in 2018 when I lost to Sam Bowen for British. I was down at super featherweight then myself, but I knew I'd outgrown it. I knew I was ready to move up a weight because it was starting to be a bit painful to get to weight. I was struggling to even make my final check weighs. But then the opportunity came, and it was good money to fight for British title, and I did think I could win, and I thought I'd be able to outbox Bowen, but then it didn't go my way on night, and I think it had been hard training. I guess I could say a couple of hard training camps. You know, where I just thought I'm tired of it. I'm mentally worn out. My wife was pregnant at time as well, so we were expecting a baby that summer, and I just fell out of it, fell out of love with it. And then I did have some time out. I must have had 5 or 6 months out that year. Just concentrating on working. I was grafting all the time, doing loads of overtime at work and that, and then just sort of got back into it. I got offered a fight to go to Switzerland for decent money, but because I think I'd let my medicals run out and stuff like that, so I couldn't end up taking that fight. That was November 2018. So I was like, right, I've got to re-sort out all my medicals and all that sort of stuff. So that took longer than I thought. But then I got back in gym then, and I was training regular. So yeah, then the love did come back, and finally had a comeback fight it was July 2019. Yeah, so I got a win there, and then I got put straight into Liam Walsh fight. But even losing that, I didn't lose any interest for sport, any love for sport. I thought it were a close fight, but I always still felt like I've still got more to give. I thought I can be better than this, I can learn from this, and I can come back better. So I didn't lose any. So I was a bit gutted I didn't get win, obviously, but I had as soon as I had that fight, because there were Josh Warrington and Reece Mould, my training mates. They came down to watch me and support me, and we all drove back up straight after the fight. Instead of staying over in the hotel, we drove back up with Sean, and we stopped off just outside London for a big massive kebab. just that 4-hour journey back from London, just chatting to them. I'd sort of got over the loss just on my own, just by chatting with them. And once I got that weekend back over, I had a week or two off gym, and then that were it. I was like, right, let's get back to it, and let's improve off that loss. And I know I've still got a title in me, and let's go. So, and then obviously I was lucky enough to have had the fights that I've had last year, and we're in this position we're in now. Yeah,
it was definitely the right decision, Maxi.
Definitely, yeah, big time. I'd have been gutted. I were only 28 at the time, and walking away from it then, and then seeing some of the fights and that, I thought I could beat him, and it's just that's why I think it's so hard for people to turn away from boxing and hang the gloves up for good, like so. So yeah, I think while I'm fit and I'm enjoying it and I've got momentum, I'll just carry on, keep it going.
Also, last year as well, Maxi, you were voted by fans as the MTK Fighter of the Year as well. But I think it's fair to say as well, with people from the boxing world, you know, everybody was saying if they were picking their fighter of the year domestically, the majority of people were saying your name. Just tell us, how pleasing was that for you personally to be recognised in such a way, mate?
Yeah, very pleasing. I don't. At first, I was like, "Is it a good thing or a bad thing?" Because there's barely been any boxing this year. But I thought, especially to get it among like the names in the category: Tyson Fury, Josh Taylor, and Jazzy Dickens, like big names who, you know, 2 world champions, and Jazzy just winning golden contract. And for people to vote me, I was chuffed. I speaking to someone over there, did an interview over there, and I likened it to like the same feeling as when Take That got back together, when Gary and Robbie sorted the differences out. That same sort of joy.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, and to be nominated, I think I was nominated for 3 categories. I think won the fighter of the year. I was nominated for most improved and most underrated as well. So I would, just to be nominated, I was really happy. And then I thought, I've got to win one. I'm nominated for 3. Surely I'm going to get one. I didn't expect it to be one where, you know, you've got Tyson Fury, who's destroyed Deontay Wilder in the same year. But for people to pick me over that, I was really happy, yeah.
Oh, wicked, mate. We saw on your Twitter, Max, that you retweeted that, you know, ranked number 15 with the WBC, and of course, you know, having the international belt as well. How confident are you, mate, that you can push yourself now up those rankings in 2021 and, you know, get yourself one of the big names?
Yeah, that's the plan. That's what I'd like. Now that I'm at number 15, all those 15 names in front of me, I think, well, I'm happy to go and fight any of them. Just to see, just now the goals are just to see how far I can go, see how good I really am, and see how much I can push myself. So I'd like to fight. Obviously, now I've got well ranked with WBC and having that belt. I think let's just push on and see who's above me in rankings. Let's challenge them and see who's willing to accept and see how far I can go. So any of them. I know Lomachenko hasn't got a title at the minute, so if he wants to shot at title, I'll be more than happy.
Get on the old Instagram to him, mate, definitely.
Yeah.
I just want to ask you, Maxi, how important are that team around you? I mean, obviously, your trainer, Sean, Steffi, your manager, and we've mentioned and we've spoken about MTK as well. How integral have they been to the success that you've had?
Yeah, definitely. Now, like for the recent signing with MTK, it's great. It feels good to be backed by a big promoter who puts shows on regular, and they can get these big fights made, and just the opportunity, like being able to box abroad in Dubai. So it's good to be backed by them. Steffi's done everything that he said he was going to when I signed with him a few years ago now. So Steffi's always delivered, not just for me, for all of his fighters. And then my training team in gym, you got Sean who does a great job. You know, people obviously see the charismatic and funny side to him, but when it's time to get down to business, he does study things and he comes up with game plans, and he's knowledgeable about the sport. So feel very comfortable, and we've got like a real happy medium in the gym, like mixing gym and home life. You know, being able to still spend time at home. We're not just been like train. Like we've got a good balance and training alongside lads in gym. We've got real good atmosphere in gym. So yeah, everything I like, just enjoyable to be a part of. Yeah, so everything's just going well, and you know it feels just it's meant to be, and everything's just going really smoothly.
No, wicked, mate. Finally, before we leave you go, Max, we've got to ask, what do you make of Josh obviously vacating now his sort of IBF title, you know, with potential fights, you know, with Gary Russell Jr. and Kanzu down the pipeline? Can you understand his reasoning, mate?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, obviously the controversy of the Kid Galahad fight. Obviously, I'm going to sound biased, but obviously I thought Josh Clayton. It was close, tight fight, hard fight to score, but the right man won. And then you've managed to get a final eliminator off back of that. So he's already proved he's better than Kid Galahad. So he's moving on now, and I think he's looking at the bigger picture now, possibly moving up to super featherweight, been a 2-weight world champion, and those mega fights in America obviously is achieved what every fighter dreams of. Obviously his goals as well to box in America and get the big fights with the big names, Santa Cruz, Gary Russell. So yeah, that's where he wants to go. And you know, there's always bits of boxing politics with who the IBF will sanction and who they want as the mandatory, and it's sometimes a bit tough in it, and it's not always what the fighter or the fight fans want to see. Who wants to see Josh v Kid Galahad again? It was just a negative fight. So Josh is looking at the bigger picture, and he, again, like myself, he wants to challenge himself against the best. You know, whoever's been said, yeah, they're the best. He wants to go and fight him. So that's what he's doing. He's chasing greatness.
Well, Max, on behalf of myself and Ciaran and Southwest Boxing Media, we just want to say, a big thanks to you for your time today, mate. And we really honestly do wish you the best, for 2021. And let's see the Lomachenko fight, is it?
Yeah, tune in for when I'm finally boxed up. Yeah.
Well, Max, thanks so much for your time, mate, and we'll hopefully catch up with you soon, mate.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
No worries.
Nice to Maxi. Take care, mate.
Sorry, buddy.
Bye.